once again, Seraph17 as always, with my Bayonetta hard video walkthrough. We finally got to chapter 6, The Gates of Paradise, part 1. And this is the first real start of levels getting systematically more warped and twisted as you progress through this game. And that's probably one of the best features this game's got going for it. It's very, very diverse. You're never doing the same thing in the same areas. It's always constantly progressing, and it's just a joy to watch and a joy to play. So I'm jumping on top of this fountain right now because on Devil May Cry, if you did things like that, you got little caches of red orbs, but on this game there are them probably, but that is not one of them. So I'm shouting all the pots and the pans because you never know what you'll find. And you continue down here, smash the gate, and you take on your first fight of the level, which is the enraged on fire angels, and then the giant dudes with the swords. So just be very careful because these guys can set you on fire unless you've stunned them, and that's it. Just then it does a little bit of damage and it stuns you, so be very careful of that. You're generally immune to it if you're in witch time. If you're out of witch time, it's gonna be a nuisance, so just dodge when you can. And as you can see, I did my trusty torture attack to get the scythe and then do the spinning B move. I mean, look at that. Nothing on this game compares to the damage and the style of that move. It's fantastic. Excuse me. And finish guys with torture moves, do what you can. As far as challenge goes, this level's probably a little bit easier than the last one because there are a couple of challenging fights in it, but they're spread out a little bit more. So just gotta clean up this guy, which I'm making look really difficult, but you know, there you go. That opens up the first section of the level, which is a slight puzzle, which is never going to get you stuck for hours. You've just got to jog across all the plates and get through the door. And I don't do it the first time there because I'm thinking, is there anything that I could miss? And I decide against checking, and I just bash straight through. So let's have a look here. This is the next sec. And very shortly there's going to be another fight that you can trigger, but if you drop down here and you go to the left, there's a secret part of a weapon which will make the rocket launchers that you can use. So make sure you grab that, because that's going to work towards the Kilgore weapons, I believe. Oh no, sorry, that's the Odette. That's the ice skates. Check me out, dropping fucking fake knowledge. So that's going to work towards a pretty fun weapon. They're not the most damaging of weapons, but you get to skate around and it looks pretty silly. So right there, I was stood around because I couldn't examine the statue and it wasn't giving me the prompt, and I'm a little lazy sometimes. But here we go, fighting the two flying snake dudes. And the easiest way I've found to take on this fight is to shoot them till they drop. When they drop, do the Y, B, 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 and you will generally get a kill every time. Obviously, watch both snakes if you can at the same time, and that you'll avoid being hit like I do, because yeah, that's just pathetic, really. And here he goes. If that gives you that opportunity, you can do this counter move, and this will do a significant amount of damage on these dudes. If you're good with bashing X. I mean, look at that. Another combo and it's dead. I barely had to do anything except for provoke it, and it attacked me. And there we go. I did the Wicked Weave uppercut to finish him off, and then it's just his friend. And if he goes underground like that, it means he's going to bust up below you, so just get away from him as quick as you can. He can't bust up through this rock. It's kind of like Tremors logic. So just wait for him, hold your right bumper to get your lock on, and start peppering him with your shot. And he gives me another counter opportunity, so this is going to be another short fight, which is always useful. Tombstone his ass into the ground and then finish him off in your desired form. Oh, this guy requires a climax attack. And we get to see a return of the hair crow, which, as you've seen from the previous videos, is fucking badass, so don't fuck with the hair crow. And I'm sitting on a little stockpile of 59,000 halos, so chances are you're going to see me go into Rodin's store, because when you've got them you might as well spend them, because they're not helping you if they're in your wallet, they're helping you when they're buffing your character. So that unlocks the next area for us, and it's another one of the statue puzzles to freeze the water, nothing too difficult. Just make sure you hop across in time, obviously, or else you will fall. And there goes the next fight. And as I've said, when these guys cluster together, the first thing they generally do is fire an energy ball at you, and he's charging there. I know it's coming, and I fucked the dodge up because I'm a moron. And you'll notice I run away until he does it again, because if you can hit them when they're all together like that, they're an easier target to dick all at the same time. And as you can see, I killed half of his followers with that one move. It just makes more sense. But this guy doesn't want to fight, he wants to hide in his energy shield. I think, yeah, I get to that point where I'm like, fuck this, I'll just kill you the normal way. Because it's good practice if you can to always be trying to get your witch time and time your... Right, this section here, you can walk through all of this and time witch evades, which I kind of do a little bit there, but then I start getting digged. The general key is get to the other side of the corridor, and as soon as you press this switch, it will stop the blades. And as you've seen from my previous videos, I don't really care too much how much life I've got as long as I'm still standing, because you can be just as deadly with a slither of life as you are with a full bar. And then a couple more angels spawn here. You'll notice that they have the staffs, so I'm probably going to torture attack one of them. When I get it, obviously, because you need to build it up with your bar. I'm missing again with my juggle attempts, which is never good, but luckily enough this guy is nice and slow, so I can get another easy bit of witch time off him. And get dicked! Get dicked again! That guy's gone crazy. That's a berserked enemy. You can make every enemy turn like that if you taunt them, but I don't advise it because they get a lot more aggressive. And just clean these guys up in whatever way you can. You see, that's a little sloppy me because I've used the torture move on that dude, and his weapon, albeit very good, is not as cool as the staffs. We are raking money. Looking at 4,000 off that fight, just under. And here's going to be a... Right, these aren't glorious or gracefuls, these are the upgraded names, and I don't actually know it. But for anybody that's never fought this guy before, he's the exact same as the cats, but witch time does not work at all. So you will never fight these guys with slow motion. It's just a one-on-one fight in full speed. So it can be very challenging, but they fight the exact same way the other dudes do, and you've fought enough by now that you should be able to watch him, know what he's going to do, and hopefully take advantage of it. And here's me not doing a very good job of that. Because I know he's got small life and I'm getting greedy, and that's why I'm getting hurt. So just take your time and fight them how you want. But you're going to see a lot more of these guys from now on, especially on the harder difficulties, because they kind of replace the glorious and the gracefuls. And they're a fucking nuisance, because witch time is everything, and without it, it's practically infinite climax mode. Little note here as well, you don't have to do this fight, this is just me wanting to get one of the staffs, and nearly dying because of it. If you just run straight forward, it'll trigger a cinematic, and you can carry on with the rest of the level. Always be on the listen for that little da-da-da-da, because it means that they're firing the trumpet at you. There you go. Very easy to evade, it's very linear, it's not gonna catch you if you know it's coming. It's just good to know the telltales. And here's a couple more of the upgraded version of the angels. These little red dudes. I should really learn the names of these enemies, because they are pretty creative names. We're having a nice little dance off here, and I'm using their weapon against them, which is kind of funny. But they're faster than they look, so don't give them too much space to maneuver. You want to kill them as quickly as you can. and then carry on. To get across this gap you have to turn into the panther, or you can fly across if the bird if you have that move. Like I say, it's been a while since I've played this game, so although I can adapt to the fighting, some of the other stuff comes a little slower. And this next sequence is kind of trippy, because you'll notice we're all in silhouettes, we're all completely translucent, and the aim of this is to defend the little girl that's inside that energy sphere, and the enemies will actively go for her, so the best thing to do is to get their attention, use witch time to the best of your abilities, and clean them up as quickly as you can. And once again, a surefire way of making sure that you can do this is to torture attack the first geezer with the scythe, the staff, sorry, and then use the spin attack to your advantage, because it's one of my favourite moves on the game, and it's an enemy move, so it's why not give them a bit of their own medicine. And as you'll notice, I'm on 7.6 on my convoy points here, so you're going to get a ton of good money if you can keep that going. And they do keep spawning these guys for a handful of minutes, so you're going to be fighting a good maybe 5 to 10 of them. This isn't Call of Duty though, you don't have to push forward or any of that bullshit to stop it from happening. There is a set amount of guys and they will stop. Good night. There we go, we see another spawn, and this is one of the bigger ones. He's the exact same, just a larger frame. And he's come along just in time for me to hopefully torture attack him and get another one of the staffs. And there we go, just like clockwork. This game can really be an art form once you figure out the best ways to approach any fight scene. And I mean, if you're wanting to invest the time, you could get so good at this game, you really could. And there we go, me and the little girl. So the next couple of parts of this level are going to be protecting stuff, and I'll see you in those videos.